Welcome to 108 Gate. We are doing the Aquarius March 2024 reading. Hope you are well. So, getting straight in there. Wow, okay, that's come out. There is some inner conflict. Felt the conflict, but it's kind of yes, no. Wanting to go somewhere, wanting to do something, but at the same time arguing against it at the very same time. Pro and cons kind of list going on, and in this pros and cons process of the list, it's as though you're actually creating more reasons to not do something than you originally started with. So this is creating some imbalance. It's creating some areas of worry. So death, I'm not going to assume that one first. Let's get a few more cards out. Right, Aquarius, you seem very contemplative. Again, indecision. So the death card feels as though something has come to a closure, come to an end. So there is some kind of moment that is showing you that there is some kind of investment in you. There is some kind of attention on you. The thing is, you don't quite know how you feel about this attention. You're internally conflicted because of those pros and cons that you keep measuring. So on some level, it's kind of like, once you've made a decision, go with it and try and just see where it goes and how it goes. Otherwise, you're going to have this back and forth quite a while. And it's just, the thing is, it's increasing your doubts, it's increasing your reasons not to do something. And the reason I'm saying that is because you've got this here, which is kind of weighing towards the cons list. Is kind of putting more in the list of the pros and cons. You've got the more in the cons. So as you've got Two of Swords here, making sure that you're seeing both sides of the story, making sure that you're in the center and you're feeling it through properly. So if you notice that she's holding the two swords equally to herself, close to herself, bringing the core, but one hand is over the other. That's the only instability or inequality around them. She could swap the hands around so the other hand is further away or closer to her. But the it's the tiny details I'm seeing that are making you feel quite weighting towards, you're going like it's biased towards the negatives, biased towards the cons. The thing is, you're not expressing this in the way that needs to be expressed, so it could create a bit of issue. You don't want to be losing out on a great opportunity. You don't want to be cheating yourself out of something substantial, but at the same time, you do feel like you're walking away from something. It may be that you're walking away from a particular way of having been living, a particular habit, a particular perspective, a particular kind of way that you were expecting plans to kind of unfold. So as you're doing that, it's definitely showing here that as you need to walk away from something, be it the indecision, be it the having a bias towards seeing everything that's like in a cons space. And then as you start doing that, you're going to see that there's actually something more substantial to invest in. I am seeing the Two of Cups here and the Ten of Coins. So there's something that you love, you actually genuinely, sincerely do want to invest in, that's been highlighted. The good thing about this is it's under the Empress. Sorry, the Empress is under this, so it feels like it is exuding from the Empress. So what you need to let go of possibly is where you've walked away from something of value in the past, and then you kind of maybe because that's when you were doing more of the pros and cons, and you kept seeing the cons, and you were being biased then, and your choices were being biased. So in the past, when you've walked away things, it got you in a bind. It got you stuck in a situation where you felt like you weren't going to be able to get out of. And again, it feels like this death card here, it feels as though You have the power to bring an end to these. You have the power to make sure you don't go in that direction again. And the thing that's instigating this and it's propelling it forward is the Queen of Pentacles here, willing and entitled to invest in you. So that could be yourself. It could be that it's some aspect of your feminine self that you're realizing that, you know what, I am actually worthy of receiving these. It could be an external person to you wanting to invest something in you and you having to put an end to something. I don't mean that you have to put an end to the relationship or the end to a project or an end to a professional thing. It's a way of doing something. What it feels like mainly is you have to put an end to walking away from the very thing that ended up getting you entangled in your own web. So you created something that wasn't working out for you, and part of that could be because you're biased towards seeing the negatives of things or seeing the consequences being biased towards this negative outcome. So as you're switching this around, you are able to have a victory, but the thing is you don't quite know what the victory looks like yet. So this may be where you're still questioning certain things and allowing these pros and cons lists to still keep circulating somewhat. So let's get a card on this side. Conflict. Yeah, so the conflict was there. I mean, on here it sees, you can see that there's an investment coming in and you're feeling as though it's victorious, it's great. And on this side you've already got the investment and the coming together of something. But with this Five of Wands here, there's still an internal battle going on. So you're not fully convinced either way. So if you go this way and you let go of things, you can have a victory. But if you go this way, you're scared of or you're anticipating some kind of conflict coming in. Got to be careful where we put our focus. Got to be careful of what we're manifesting and what we're creating because we're scared of something. So initially, it seems as though, yes, you know how to get yourself out, but you know how you led yourself into being stuck. But all equally, it also feels like if I go the other way too, I can also get stuck and it can create conflict. So you're not exactly sure of which way to go. This way you felt as though if I went this way and I walk away from something, although you got stuck, you did see some kind of victory in there. You did have some victory in there. So this may be related to timelines. It may be that the victory wasn't immediate. It may be that it took a bit of time for you to work on something. It took a bit of time for something to come into play or come into manifestation. So then you can see you've got a victory. But either way, there is still a lot of umming and ahhing. There is a lot of indecision around what is the correct choice, the correct way for you to go. And things need ironing out. Things need your attention to kind of really be honest with yourself and figure out, yes, because you walked away, you ended up in a knot, you ended up in a particular situation, but on some level you saw it as victory. What was it about that situation that you were in a knot? What was it about that was victorious for you? And then on this side, when you had the 10 of coins and then you have the 2 of cups, your indecisiveness, but then it also brings in some kind of either fear of conflict or it's bringing in some conflict internally, it feels like. So Aquarius, enjoy your March. You do seem like you've got quite a bit of stuff to sort out and think through. On some level it feels like there's no rush, but on some level it feels like you've already been there, done that. Now it's time to kind of be that decisive person without the bias, sorry. And this, now I can feel the words that my mouth is tripping on, and that's the kind of energy that's coming through, that you're not quite sure of what you want to be saying, you're not quite sure of what is your truth, you're not quite sure of which way is the correct way. So you're kind of going with the next step, and then you kind of second guess it, and then you want to go a different way from it. So your actions, are they following through with your words, and are your words actually demonstrating what your actions are portraying? So, like I said, there is a playlist in the box below for tuning forks. If you are feeling any of these energies are stuck in the 7 of your chakras, you can utilize those. For a further deep look, there are daily readings that are there for you, and the playlists are there for you. And then also 108gate@gmail.com for personal readings. The energy is just tripping. The energy of the thoughts feel like they're tripping. They're going this way, then they're going this way, then they're going this way. So it's an interesting vibe. So take your time, have some compassion, but remember that your consequences of what you do, consequences of what you think and what you choose will have an impact. They have had an impact. Utilize that information of what's happened in the past as an indicator of what could happen again, so that you can steer it in a more informed manner. So for now, appreciate your support, subscribe, hit the bell. For now, peace and love.